the line, are lost and find. Ended the game in overtime, drawing of a new design, drilling now unearth the mind, looking to the outward, speaking mind about words absurd, blurred to the curb, walking along the verb.
Hey everybody, what is happening? Ish back with another one of my Madden 17 Ultimate Team blitzes here. This is going to be out of my Nickel 245. I run the Ravens playbook, so I'm sure there's others that will have these also. I had a video a few days back that went over like 3 different setups of blitzes and stuff, so very good to check that one out. So let's go in here today and focus on one play and then another variation from a play that we ran before. So like I said, we'll go in. You've got maybe a 3-4 playbook. You've got 4-4 for to run stuff and stuff like that. But again, here we go, Nickel 245, and I've got a buck slant 3 version. I don't know how close it is to what other people run. So if you guys want me to put out at least my buck slant version, just go ahead, hit that in the comments or likes. Let me know that you want to see that. I'll put that one out this week also. But other than that, let's go out here. We'll find this is going to be just the overload 3. Now, you want to run this opposite, the blitz side opposite of with the running back when they come out. So when they come out, if you see the running back on the right or the left, you want to adjust to that. So as you see right here, the blitz coming in is actually coming in on the left-hand side of the screen. We always talk about the side of the screen. So that comes on the left-hand side. So if the running back is on the right-hand side, then that works. If he comes out, the running back's on the left, just flip this and do the opposite setup of what I'm going to give you. So we'll come out here, and we're going to show this against a blocked running back. They're not going to be, let's see, we'll get doubles. Not going to be sliding, obviously. But, if it works against a blocked running back, it's normally a good blitz. If people have to slide to pick it up along with blocking a running back, that's a blitz worth running in my book. As long as it gets in quick enough and the coverage is decent behind it. So as you see here, this is what we're looking stock. And as you know, bringing people close to the line at angles is always going to be more helpful. And when you're overloading, you can overload a side even more to make it even tougher for them to pick stuff up. So as you see here, the running back's already on the right-hand side. We're on the left. What we're going to do to set this one up is I'm going to base the line here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the linebackers, shift them left, take the defensive line, and shift them left. Now and then what I do is I press. So that's it. So basically, you're basically shifting your linebackers on your defensive line to the side that you're blitzing. So if you flip it, you just shift them to the right. So whatever side the blitz is on, you shift them to that side. So and to shift them is basically for the linebackers, you hit RB, and then you'll see the option to shift linebackers. I hit the left stick. You can the analog also, and the same thing on the defensive line. You hit the L bumper, LB, and then same thing. You just hit left there, and that's going to bring them to the left. Press, you hit Y or triangle, and then you hit down. On that left stick again, press. So there's basically your options. And so now this just cleans it up a little bit. It makes it come in quicker, and you're going to get more pressure. And again, with the blocked running back. So let's see how that looks. I'll just hover here, hold this down while we get this coming in. Once in a while, like a lot of blitzes, once in a while that running back will come over and make that contact. He'll make it. But for the most part, this comes in most of the time. I say like 90% of the time. So again, we're going to base the line, shift the linebackers left, defensive line to the left, and then we're going to press. And I always pass commit. In these situations, you need to pass commit. Otherwise, play action might beat you. But, so we're doing this assuming these are pass downs. You know what I mean? So, the good thing about flipping this play also, or running the opposite of running back, this will give you good run defense. He's going to have to do cutbacks to the backside of it to get decent runs. It's tough to run anything across, so this will stop a decent amount of runs. So again, here we'll see how the pressure comes in on this one. As you see, he's got 2 guys to pick up, and he's not picking either of them up. So again, it comes out at a decent rate. Again, here we're going to base the line, linebackers left, defensive line to the left. I'm going to press, and then I will pass commit, which again here, if we hit the left trigger, the bottom left LT here, and then on the right stick up, that's pass commit. So again, when this guy is blocking, we are blocking this, he comes in, and there we go again. So very good blitz, and just to show this, let me run this here. He's going to put him on the other side. It'll probably still work either way. And then we're going to go out and we're going to flip this also then. We want to flip this and show that it will come in from the other side. So in that sense, we're base aligning here. We're going to shift the linebackers to the right, defensive line to the right, and pressing. And then, of course, you're just going to get on the other linebacker, whichever one in there. Now, and then we'll see if, again, showing this one coming in real quick. But from both sides, it's going to work. So that's the beauty of this one, is you can flip this one and it works great, like that. And it's good heat. Really one of my favorite ones that I've been running all year. Now, what you want to look for now in coverage, don't think that you always have to be on the middle linebacker out here. If they're running heavy set to a side, that's where I want to be. If I see a couple receivers out here, I'm going to go out. And you might have to give up the underneath on occasion there, but just make sure you don't give up the seam real quick or anything up in there. Sometimes what you can do is when they come out, you can kind of float out here. If they're hitting a lot of these corners or C routes, you can hit the flat route and then just fall straight back, and you can get picks that way. So that's one way you can run coverage. So you definitely want to look at their formation when you're figuring out who to use on this play. Don't just sit on the middle linebacker every time. Seams are weak. If they run two guys on both seams right up the middle, you're weak on that. So you have to see where the guy you feel like manning up. In a case like that, maybe in this situation, if I'm worried about that, I'll come up and man this guy up out here, and then I'll play the middle, knowing that I've got to kind of keep an extra eye out over here just a little bit. I don't want to give up my my area completely, but those are stuff that you're going to have to make adjustments for. And always remember here, you can get your quick adjustments on your linebackers, which is very helpful, which is something I skip a lot too. But if you just hit that, again, that right bumper here, the R1 here, hit that twice, you can then select whatever linebacker you want. So if I wanted to go back there and hit X, and then I'll put him in man on the right stick up and man him up also. So, this blitz, I'm not doing that on this one because, I don't want to screw necessarily the blitz up, but, that's just some of the options you can do, quicker ways to get about. And then just same thing, Y, triangle, there's all of your secondary. So that's the way you want to do. You want to get on the guys you're using in a lot of these plays, and then use those quick options to change up, and then, pick different covers there. So, a lot of, then all of a sudden, see, we're blanking on that guy for some reason. But if he's giving you trouble, if John, who's that? I don't know, that Jerome Brown giving you trouble, hey, do what you got to do. But you'll probably still get dusted with a man beater with that coverage, though, realistically. All right, so now let's go one more here. I want to show a different way to run that safety strong blitz. That was one of the ones we showed, which was the excellent blitz, very easy to set up. Again, a cover 3 blitz. And we'll get back in here, nickel 2-4-5 here. And let's see, there we go. Safety strong 3 is the one we're going to go at. We'll get back in. Again, we want to get it against a blocked running back. I'm going to see how it works. And I know gun split close can give that a little bit of trouble. I talked about that in the other video. There you go, wide cross. That one blocks automatically. So what we were doing here, remember, we were base aligning, showing blitz, and that was it. Now, it automatically did that the first time for whatever reason. So I'm gonna snap this one and get rid of it because it just doesn't look right. It was already base aligned. For some reason, I screwed that one up. But anyhow, so we base align here, and this thing's already getting into to show the blitz mode coming down. For some reason, it's being weird in this mode. And then he'll come back down. Yeah, I don't know why it's reset. Normally, it doesn't do that extra reset, but practice mode every so often, does weird things to you. So, and we'll look at that one again. This was just that simple setup there, but coming right down the middle on that one. And again, here again, we just base align and show blitz. And then you have to wait for them to reset. But again, it normally doesn't do the back and forth thing when you're playing online. So you do have a second to set up. So if they do quick hike you, though, it will take the blitz longer to get in because obviously you're further back on it. But, there you go. Once in a while, they get picked up. But you've got guys coming, so the pressure will get there. But for the most part, that one's going to work. So, but now, since I talk about that guy taking a while, what you can do is just grab him and bring him down. This is another way to run it. This is just to get the edge heat on this. So that safety who's already blitzing, if you base the line, show blitz, but then just bring him down. And I would advise kind of bringing him down to make it look like he's on any receiver. If there's a receiver out there, just get kind of on him real quick so that way, they may not realize, they might think you're manning up possibly, just at least give you a little bit of an edge on it. And we'll see how that one will come in here. We got the guy blocked out, but then he loops around in there. Again, that time got picked up. Sometimes will, sometimes won't. You'll have better luck though online though with it, I found, than in practice. In practice mode, sometimes things get caught up whereas you have a lot higher success rate when you're playing in these modes. So again, yeah, that one, it shows it more a little bit getting picked up that way, but and a lot of times it'll be the formation that does it, but that will work. like I say, online also. I've done that one a bunch of times, but again, some of these blitzes get a little tricky up in here. As you see, this one's being more of a pain. So that one I'll show in gameplay. Maybe I'll run some gameplay with that one coming in, just to be just because that's a little bit easier to see it that way, just so you know. Otherwise, you can just run it basically if you're having issues with it also. But also some formations, I've found for whatever reason that for this blitz will give it trouble also. It's just being what it is. But you see a lot of guys coming in there, but yeah, it's being real weird here in this mode. So, but again, the first blitz, overload 3, that's really the one I'm focusing on here in this one. That's that's probably, like I said, my favorite out of the bunch. But if you want to see the buck slant one, that one actually comes in really well, pretty consistent. I'll do that one next. So just let me know on that. Otherwise, thanks for checking this one out, guys, and peace.